Welcome, first of all. I'm Daniele Panato. I'm a Community Development Director in Dagora, which is the leading house of the Innovation Booster Fashion and Lifestyle Program, on which I'm Director of the program. And I would like to take a few minutes telling you more about the Innovation Booster Fashion and Lifestyle first, and then I will leave the word to Daniele, the other Daniele, to explain to you the 3D in fashion training. So, sharing the presentation, um, the title is Fostering Radical Innovation in Switzerland, because this is the ultimate mission of the Innovation Booster Fashion and Lifestyle Program. But let me first introduce you where it comes from, and it's powered by InnoSwiss. So first of all, InnoSwiss is the Swiss Federal Agency for Innovation, and its role and purpose is mainly to foster innovation in the interest of the economy and society in Switzerland, and basically with two mandates. The first one is to work on technological transfer, so from the research world to the industry, to generate value for the whole country. And on the other side is to fund innovation. And us, as Dagora, the leading house, as we have been awarded with this grant on the tender that we submitted last year. And we are the first reality, let's say, company to run this kind of program in Ticino region. So we are very proud of that. And it's one of the instruments that InnoSwiss have available for funding innovation. And we have several many innovation booster programs within Switzerland in different regions with different purposes. There are one on sustainable cities, on food, agriculture, and different industry. So what is the instrument? Is an instrument to create and to foster the communities around the single industry, to work on science-based and sustainable radical innovation with an open innovation program and also a user-centric approach. And so us as Dagora, we have historically a presence in the fashion industry, also being based in Lugano, in Ticino. We have a broad ecosystem of fashion companies working here on the territory. And so the aim is to work on first of all, on the first part of the innovation funnel, meaning that before having an idea and being able to fund also that idea to be implemented in the future and potentially have an impact on the market and on the industry, we focus earlier. So how to capitalize this network, how to put together from one side the companies, brands, but also they can be small and medium enterprises, they could be startups, they could be association NGOs in general, with the research world. So the objective is to create innovation teams created from both worlds, organizing through a very well organized series of events and workshops with the open innovation approach to come to the moment of awarding 10 potential ideas per year with up to 27,000 francs per idea that can prove potential to disrupt the fashion and lifestyle industry. And in this case, I mean that the ultimate objective of the program is to fund the testing of ideas. So there is a moment of co-creation of ideas and then the potential testing using the funds provided. So these are the different phases. So usually we begin with an industry workshop or an industry assessment to understand what are the pain points and the challenges within the industry and what are the problem statements that we can include in our open call for innovations. So then we open a call for challenges. So they are not called for ideas, they are called for challenges, meaning that potential participants submit an hypothesis of innovation, an hypothesis to be developed together and to test its validity to be real, radical, and impactful in the industry. Then there is an application on this call on an open platform called Join Create, on which we publish those calls. And then for the ones participating, we facilitate the matchmaking from one side, if it's a research partner finding a company on the other side, or if it's a company to find the research partner, they meet as innovation teams at the workshop that we call Challenge Your Ideas. So we gather in order to reframe the problem, reframe the challenges, understand what is at the root of those problems, what is the real cause of those challenges in the industry, and then have co-creation sessions on which potential ideas are developed. Then there is a phase of definition of these ideas. Then they are pitched to a dedicated jury that they decide who to award, how many ideas and which ideas to award. And then starts the real phase 2 of the program. So test, implement, and learn. And there is the possibility to use the funds to test the potential of those ideas. Innovation teams, as I already mentioned, are composed by at least one research partner, one implementation partner, and within the research partners, there are included Swiss universities, institutes, non-commercial research centers, departmental research institutions, and on the implementation partners, national, also international startups. One obligation from the guidelines is that at least one implementation partner needs to be based in Switzerland, because that's a must, of course. The program is a Swiss program for the benefit of Switzerland. And the pitch jury is also a diversified and very qualified set of professionals and professors and researchers, but also part of not only the business society that decides who can obtain funding, but also associations, industry association, and investors. And also the jury adheres to the program rules to protect the ultimate scope of the program, and they decide on reasonable funding. And we can take a look at the jury composition. It's a fluid jury composition, meaning that from each pitch day, they change the composition, and we see professors, we see professionals from the industry, part of the sponsors of the program. They believe from day one in the potential of the program, brands, fashion brands, and also investors, as mentioned. What's the output of the usage of those funds is to test the idea. There are a few possibilities. One is to actually and concretely create a proof of concept of those ideas. Second one is to do feasibility studies and or market assessments. There are three main components of the testing, which is desirability, viability, and feasibility. And we always suggest to look at desirability first, meaning that is there a real demand in the market, and where lies those that demand in the market, satisfying an unclaimed need, perhaps. And the objective of radical innovation is to solve a problem in a new fashion way, so to tackle the problem from another angle. These are the program sponsors that believe in the program and are supporting also as part of the framework of the program. And we are happy to host many international brands as Center for All Mankind or Group of Lawrence or Hugo Boss, and some investors like Venture and Creation, Alpha Square, and another very renowned brand like Philipp Plein. And of course, also there are benefits being sponsors of the program, so accessing and participating into deciding who needs which ideas are best to be awarded and shows most potential, and contributing to making the Swiss fashion and lifestyle sector more competitive, because those are also participants of the program jury. So thank you very much for this brief introduction. I think it was important to frame what is about. This session is part of different sessions open to everyone that we organize throughout the year. There will be another one next week coming up from looking at IP management. And also next year, we are already drafted at least 4 other trainings for the next year. So thank you very much. And now I will pass the word to Daniele Giudici that can introduce himself, and then he can guide you through this session. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Daniele, for the introduction. Let me share my screen first. Yeah, okay. So again, thank you for being here today in 3D Fashion Fundamentals and Future Trends. I'm Daniele Giudici, 3D Research Coordinator from Lifestyle Tech Competence Center, and I'm going to guide you during this, I can say, half an hour to this discovering out something more about fashion, something more about 3D, and something more about digital fashion in general. So what we are gonna see today. So first, we're gonna speak about why fashion is going digital. Just a quick introduction on why we are speaking about that topic, which sector does in 3D involve, because of course it's not just fashion, or there are a lot of sectors that are working on 3D. What about making 3D samples? So we're gonna be in the, I can say, core part of the training, just understanding more about the 3D sampling fashion system. And a last part, speaking about what's boiling in the pot. So, something new trends, new technologies that are gonna come during the next, I can say during the next year in fashion system. So let me share first a quick video just to introduce the topic of today.
Spoken to Eugene, the designer. He wants you guys to think as you're walking on the runway as though you're on your way to a party at a vampire's house. Kind of exciting and fun, but you might be walking to your death.
What are we doing here today?
So we're doing a digital fashion show. So we're actually showing the digital collection with our digital models, our avatars, and the clothing you will see the same one in the physical runway as well. Every time when we do a digital runway show, we did a digital film, basically we can do whatever we want. It's like making a sci-fi film.
You know you want it. You know you want it. You know you want it.
During the pandemic, it's very hard to travel to anywhere, and a lot of fashion week just paused.
So we decided to, dive into the digital world.
Digital fashion are hats, t-shirts, pants, but they are created using computer-aided design software, so they only exist virtually.
We do a digital paper pattern. We do cutting and sewing, fabrication, everything in the software. It gives me more creative freedom. In terms of not having to worry about wastage or resources used, I could just change my line and can change the color with a button.
Digital fashion has seen tremendous growth over the past years, especially with the growth of the gaming industry. People have spent billions of dollars dressing themselves and their avatars in virtual worlds. Traditional fashion brands are moving into that space because it offers a new opportunity for them. You can gain access to a younger, new community and target audience. This is something a lot of brands are struggling with. For example, with Gucci, for their 100th anniversary, they created a Gucci Garden experience, and they attracted about 19 million users within only 2 weeks. I think it's not only going to be large brands that will create fashion lines. The next successful fashion line will be created probably by a digital native who's 15 years old, knows the space inside out, and has all their community already.
So here is my virtual clothing store on Roblox, where you can shop all of my designs. My name is Kai Asia, also known as C Sapphire at Roblox. I'm a 21-year-old clothing designer and fashion artist on the Roblox platform. So Roblox is one of the biggest platforms when it comes to creating games and just socialization, dressing up your avatar, chatting with other players. So I joined Roblox in 2009 when I was around 7 or 8 years old, and I joined because I was just a kid bored on the computer. I wanted to teach myself how to make my own clothes. That way I could like express myself through my avatar and just dress up the way I wanted to. At first, my parents didn't really understand why I spent so much time on Roblox, but over time, like after I started working with Gucci and all the other brands, and I was like making real money from it, they understood. They were like, "Oh my goodness, this is like my daughter's working with an actual like high luxury brand. This is crazy."
Digital clothing are mostly purchased by younger people, so people below the age of 50, Gen Zs and millennials. A study from Roblox, for example, found that 2 out of 5 of its gamers were saying that the way that they're expressing themselves online and in a digital way is becoming way more important for them than in the real world.
The amount of money I made from Roblox as of few recent years would be in the 6-figure range. My best-selling item was one that I made quite a while ago. I believe in 2015. I made just a gray hoodie that was unzipped and it had a black crop top under it, and that has 800,000 sales.
I believe that the more time we will spend in digital spaces, working, socializing, the more relevant digital fashion will become.
In the next decade or so, digital fashion is just going to keep blowing up.
Okay, so a lot of insight from this video. So we saw that how, digital fashion is gonna impact the system with, for example, digital try-on experiences, new market, new opportunities, digital selling, and so on. So one of the most important topics speaking about digital fashion is fashion right now is not sustainable. So I think that we all heard about, speaking about the fashion waste. The fashion is not sustainable. A lot of, tons of textile that are wasted every year. So if you think that 92 million are the tons of textile that are wasted and produced and wasted every year, it's a really huge, huge number. So over the 10 billion garment produced each year, 92 million tons ends up in the landfill. So if you think about that, it's a critical matter. And if you think about water, also 20,000 liters of water are, what you need in order to produce a kilogram of cotton. And if you think about a simple t-shirt, 2,700 liters are needed for one t-shirt. So it's almost what is needed from a person to drink for 900 years. So if you think about that number are, really huge. So digital fashion is not solving that problem, but for example, doing 3D sample or digital sample like a t-shirt for each digital product, you maybe save something, save water, save pollution, save a lot of things. In fact, sustainability is not just it's one of the reason why fashion is going digital. There are a lot of reasons. We saw something into the video, we introduced something. So basically the current era is asking for a lot of digital content. Why, if you think about experiences, digital experiences, or into the store, phygital experiences, so combining real and digital world, all of those experiences are needed something digital. Sustainability, we spoke about that. So if you think about real sample is not just producing, for example, a t-shirt. Is about producing a t-shirt, using energy for producing a t-shirt, using water, selling the shipping the t-shirt so that the garment goes around the world, polluting with the CO2, So there are a lot of reasons about under the scene. So right now we need a lot of digital, need digital asset in order to cover all the requests that we have. So reducing sample, real sample, or maybe now I will speak a little bit about sampling because of course selling digital assets is something that cover just the matter of creating new experiences and creating new markets. But in order to speak about sustainability and cost saving, we have to speak about just a sample. So because again, creating sample, it's something that cost a lot, cost in matter of time, cost in matter of shipping, cost in matter on fabrics and all the assets, all the materials that you need to create them. Of course, as I told before, also the experiences is something that really interesting for our era. In fact, there are a lot of example of new, experiences that goes not only in the real world, but also in the digital world. I would like today to speak a little bit about Louis Vuitton. In fact, during the last week, Louis Vuitton, celebrating 1 year on Discord, released this Enigma. It's like a mystery game to find Vivienne that it's their mascots. So a luxury brand that creates experience, a digital experience in a digital world. It's something that it's brand new. In fact, if you think about luxury brand, they were traditional for a long time, but right now they are opening to new experiences, new way of attracting new customer, and also them started I can say a really new I can say a new evolution of the community, because in a traditional market, community was the customer that every time wear your brand. Today, it's both them and new community that starts digitally. So in a platform like Discord, where you can really create a strong community, and Louis Vuitton saw it and create that experience for their community. So we spoke a little bit about fashion, but in order to understand well where 3D is used, we have to just cover for a while where the technology started and which sector is involving during the year. I think that you all know, you all see 3D technology inside sector like architecture, construction, of course, automotive, product design, and so on. In fact, I think that was around 1965, we had the first technology about 3D. So it was solid technology, and with the solid technology, we were able to create products, buildings, and design in general. During the years, all of those softwares have been improved. The evolution of the software opened the door to new market like healthcare, aerospace. So a lot of sectors benefits from the 3D technology. Speaking about solid, because we're gonna see later on that fashion, it's using a different technology, always 3D, but speaking about light 3D. So I want to put just the focus on one of the sector that I didn't mention before. So the gaming and the entertainment. Why? Because during the 90s, gaming market has been boosted, in a different way through the console, gaming PC, and so on. So the gaming market had a boom, and the technology around in the background about gaming, so the gaming engine, it was the one that have been used in order to link the traditional 3D technology to the fashion 3D technology. In fact, I think that the first beta was in 2009. Marvelous Designer thought that the game engine could be used in fashion and released the first beta of Marvelous Designer. Marvelous Designer was the first engine and software that was able to simulate the light fabric, like the fabrics that we use in fashion. And from that point, we had like 15 years of evolution of those software, and today we can create real. I think that we can say that we did an enormous steps in order to have the technology that we have today on fashion. From Marvelous Designer, a lot of other software have been developed, and I can say that they were sold to the market. In fact, also speaking about the market, we can say that in 2023, the market worth was around $2.36 million US dollar, and we expect that around 2032 we reach the 4.12 billion US dollars. So it will be a enormous increase, boosted by all the experience that are asking today to work with digital asset and 3D garments. I can say, and I want to highlight that always speaking about the market of those software that are called the 3D fashion design software have been boosted by 2020, where the pandemic situation of COVID-19 create a lot of limitation. So the companies were not able to, ship asset, ship garments, ship collections. So they were not able to travel, so they cannot meet together face to face. So technology was, I can say, mature, but the brand still that point will not started a project about 3D. So with those limitations, they decided to start collaborating in a digital way, started to create a digital collection, and with those digital collection, lot of output started to mine, and they started to create a lot of digital assets that we're gonna see how they use today. But we are speaking a lot about making 3D sample, making 3D collection, but what about making 3D sample? Because I think that it's important to understand a little bit what is the journey around creating a 3D sample, and cover also a while for something about how to create a project for digital sample and digital assets. So the first thing that I want to point out is, what do we need to create a 3D sample? The first thing is the sketch. So as you can see, something aligned with the real development of a product. In fact, the first part will always be a sketch. So the sketch of the designer, where you understand how to create, what you want to create, what the designer wants, depending of if you are a designer, if you are in a company. So the first part is a sketch. Also because you need a tech pack. So even with 3D technology, you need really all the information in order to create a 3D garment. So what you want, what the category of the product, the outfit, all the accessories like the trims, for example, button, labels, everything that you need for create a real garment, I can say. And also all the details about the stitching and so on. So you need a real tech pack. Of course, today we have new technologies that helps you in order to, boost the inspirational part and the sketching part, like AI that we'll cover later on. But the really first start point is understand what you want to create. The second part will be the SEO. So packing all the information from the designer, or packing all the information and what the same thing that you need in order to create a real garment. You will need a pattern, so a 2D pattern that could be from paper or digital, directly digital one. You need all the accessories that I said before, so trims that you can create like with solid 3D technology, as mentioned before, for the products, and fabrics, so digital fabrics that you can digitalize with a scanner and fabric kit that helps you in order to having a digital twin on your library. And all of them needs to be sewn like in the real world. And the last step will be the shoot. So of course, speaking about 3D samples, so digital asset is not like having a real garment and making a shoot, but in the digital world, having a shoot means to get a render. So your digital garment, your 3D garment will be rendered via a lot of different softwares, different engines, so depending on what you want to achieve. And all of them create digital asset. Making a 3D sample is not just about technology. Making a 3D project is not just about technology. In fact, one of the most important points when you approach to 3D technology in a project is setting why. Setting why means that why I'm adopting a new technology, why I'm using a lot of resources to, create something digital. We spoke a lot of all the opportunities that you have today. So it's so important to understand why I'm approaching to 3D, why I'm approaching to digital asset, and create my path. The second point, and I think that it's most important one, is onboarding people. If you are in a company, you well know that without people, you cannot afford a project. Without onboarding people, you cannot create a digital asset, you cannot create 3D sampling and so on. In fact, convincing people to adopt a new technology, so making a change in management, and not only the people that works on 3D, and not only the people that works on digital sample, but also the people that receive the final output. In fact, onboarding people means also to, I can say, onboard the final customer. The final customer could be in a B2C, but also in B2B. So your buyer in a company and the final customer in the B2C. So onboarding people is one of the most important things. The last but not least is creating frameworks. In fact, when you setting why, so you have decided why you are adding a technology or why you are approaching a new technology, and you finally onboarded the people, you have to create the frame of work. So how the people work in the project, how to achieve your why, achieve your goal. So it's so important. Most of the time into the project there is not a right or wrong way to do things, but it's just to finding your how to achieve the goal. So these are some of the insights that I wanted to share with you about creating 3Ds, about creating virtual assets, and so on. So let me speak now a little bit about new technology and new, I can say, scenarios that are coming over the next year and the next future in fashion. So we spoke about, of course, digitalization. We spoke about 3D samples. We cannot mention the personalization and user experience. In fact, as I told you before, one of the most reason why fashion is going digital is about the experiences. So it's not just to, creating a physical events. It's not just adding something on metaverse, but when you sell something, both real or digital, the customer engagement is one of the most important things. So today, the personalization, to be unique, to be, to create a community of satisfied customers is something that it's really, really, really important. And with digital asset, you can boost those type of approach. Of course, speaking about user experience, we can understand that we can speak about pre-sale, so personalization experience during the selling process, but we can also speak about the selling process. So, of course, every customer has specific needs. So, with the AI assistant bots and tailored experiences, you can really get new customer, but also make them satisfied after they're selling. Another big trend and big opportunity for the fashion around digital and 3D is about traceability and identity. In fact, a lot of brands move to, or tested the blockchain in order to improve the control over the processes. In fact, in other markets like pharmaceutical market and so on, traceability of the product, traceability of the raw material is something that it's, I can say, historical, traditional. In fashion system was not so common. So right now, in order to improve that type of aspects of the supply chain, technology like blockchain, NFTs, and artificial intelligence will really boost those type of information. Traceability is not something related just to trace raw material or trace information from the origin to the final product. It's also something that it's really, really important about sustainability. In fact, imagine that 10-year coat have been made or for a luxury brand, and you want to switch or repair something like a button or a piece of the garment. Traceability will help you to make it sustainable and understand what type of raw material have been used inside the garment, inside the coat. And with those information, you can really order the new item in order to repair the coat and having a new life. So making making the coat or the garment new again and having a new life. Another topic that it's not, I can say it's really important to mention is about product uniqueness. In fact, in the luxury market, one of the most important things is being unique. Of course, being unique is not just to sell the best product and luxury product, is also to make experiences or make something that make them unique. For that reason, there are some really interesting projects about product passport, or validate, or I can say the original product by NFT, and the luxury brand are approaching to them or texting them in order to say, okay, today I'm selling a product, and with it I will sell digital passport, digital validation of the uniqueness and the originality of the product. Last but not least, we cannot mention the artificial intelligence, because it is really disrupting not only the fashion system but a lot of market, of course. So there are a lot of AI capabilities in order to support the general operation, data analysis, design process. In fact, you have to consider that, as I mentioned before, okay, today there we have designers that are sketching a new collection in a traditional way. Sometimes, somehow, today the AI can boost the inspirational and generating new content from zero. In fact, the Gen AI is really able to, from a prompt or from a lot of or some information, it's really able to create some new content. Of course, that is not complete at all. So I can say that the designer part, I think that will last for long, because it's something that really related to human. But the AI that can be really boost the first process, the first inspirational process, finding something that it will be inspirational, and creating images that can support the design team to create new product and so on. Of course, AI is also able to speed up some phases in a project, increase activities, and enable test and learn approach. In fact, sometimes the artificial intelligence is also able to, I can say, copilot. It's like copilot that you can they can support you on a daily basis, on daily activity, and boost those activities, so improving the performances and reducing time. Of course, I didn't mention in that slide, but I will show you something really interesting in the next one. AI can also boost the experiences. So we started from the experiences, we finish with the experiences. In fact, I want to show you that video that I will comment later on.
Today, we want to give you a peek into the future. You can use HeyGen to create UGC-style content, even while people are in motion or moving their hands. You can even hear the background noise. Create a training video with specific tones and gestures, and you'll find how natural HeyGen's videos can be. Let me switch to Spanish. Hoy queremos darle un vistazo al futuro. Puede utilizar HeyGen para crear contenido estilo UGC, incluso cuando las personas están en movimiento o moviendo las manos. Incluso puedes escuchar el ruido de fondo. Crea un vídeo de formación con tonos y gestos específicos y descubrirás lo naturales que pueden ser los vídeos de HeyGen. Try it out today and let us know what you think.
So this video was completely AI generated. Some studies say that Gen Z and Gen Alpha consider digital influencer relatable individuals with unique personality and interests like the real person. So you can imagine that also in the fashion system, AI could be used in order to create digital experience, digital, I can say, sale assistant, digital video for promoting some product. Imagine that your preferred digital influencer is showing you and explaining you your preferred item from a luxury brand or from your preferred brand. So the potential under the scene is really huge. In fact, digital influencer market is estimated to worth $36 billion in 2022, but its forecast is to grow to 46 billion by 2030. It's like a really big boost, because you see there are a lot of I can say artificial intelligence tool that you can use today in order to really speed up the process, create creative asset, but all of them needs to be I can say fed by the data. In fact, one important thing that I want to say before to finish is that all of those technologies are really powerful, create really powerful content, but all of them needs to be fed by the data and fed by the contents. What that means that if we speak about virtual try-on, so my collection, I want to put my collection on virtual try-on in Icon, I will need the digital twin of my garment. So I need my digital asset. In order to do them, I have to create maybe a 3D project in order to have a 3D collection, or having a technology that creates my digital twin, with all the information that I need about my collection. In order to create a video content for example, social media, or video that I can boost on TVs or website, needs to be feed again by the data. Why? Because all those data comes from the company systems. The company has to be prepared with the data in order to create something that it's really related to the brand. In fact, in order to create general asset, artificial intelligence is already it's ready to go, because you can create almost everything. If you want to create something that it's more related to your brand, keeping the brand identity, marketing needs, and so on, you need the data in order to feed up and create the final garment.